Boy, did I have a great weekend. I was tired. I'm the PA announcer for our local band contest, and that is so much fun because I get to play music for all the kids in the school. So we were doing the chicken dance and the Macarena and all the kids, the songs that they like. Plus, I get to call out and mess with the audience a little bit, and I had a ton of fun. I'm talking about a ton of fun. I have fun being a PA announcer. It's amazing the funny things that we do. Do you know this? That I was in the top 12 for the Atlanta Hawks job. Do y'all know that? I made it down to the final 12. I think we started out with about 240 of us. I remember Stu Clytenick was there, and then we all went home, and then I got a call back. And then that's back when they had the Atlanta Flames, I guess. And I got to go down to the ice, man, when they had the ice next to the hockey, when they had hockey in the Omni. I think it was back in the Omni when we did this. And I got to do, and now, ladies and gentlemen, number 23, do all that kind of stuff over the loudspeaker, which was really a lot of fun. But I digress. All right. Sorry, y'all, closed everything down because I shut my computer down. Let me get started back again, get all my little tools to go in. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Oh, I'm so glad Rick is here. I saw Rick here, didn't I? Rick, are you here? Where's Rick at?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, I miss when Rick's not here. All of a sudden, I think, man, they're working him too hard. The man's finished December the 31st. Help the boy out. Never miss again. Rick, you getting excited? How's the missus feeling about everything?
You bet you're getting excited. Can't wait. But work's a killer, just trying to get everything done and over with. So, and I look forward to being retired and being here almost all the time.
That'll be good. Yeah, it's hard, y'all, when you're trying to wind down because they want you to kind of show everybody, how to do everything and blah, 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 blah. And you got to train other people. But I keep pretty tight with my people, and I keep having dreams that I still work for. So when I was
you will.
It's weird, and I feel like I still work with them. And I told Beth the other day, I said, "Have I made the right decision?" I said, "I feel like you just feel like, how can they possibly go on without me?" So when I was in Birmingham, man, I was scoping out. I was sending pictures and videos back of a conference facility that we thought about using, and I'm still working for them. And I told Beth, I said, "Oh man, when we have the conference in 2022," she said, "Bobby, you ain't having no conference in 2022." Because I was, basically an event planner is what I did. And
it won't quit.
That's crazy though.
I've been retired 5 years, and I'll wake up in the morning or sometimes the middle of the night saying, "Oh my God, I haven't done the quarterly report. I haven't even started it," and then I stop and go, "Wait a minute. I haven't needed to do one in 5 years." So it'll get to you. And then Rick, it's like wait, counting down for Christmas, or are we there yet, Dad? You can't wait. It's a good thing.
So when did I retire? Yeah, I retired back in May, I guess, and it's like I still don't have time. Like I'm behind on everything. Like I've got to get a syllabus done this week, and I've got a textbook for the University of the Cumberlands. I'll be teaching a wealth management course there. I'm excited about that, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to put a syllabus together. And I just can't get nothing done. I'm like, the house is a mess. If y'all can see in the floor what I got in my office here. Of course, I got 5 kids that are very unruly. I got a cat that's attacking me. Yeah, I can't get anything done. I just feel like I'm spinning my wheels. But yesterday we went to the Western Sizzling because every meal now we're having to eat out because of the refrigerator problem. Our refrigerator will be delivered on Thursday. I can't wait for like just a sandwich or something with mayonnaise that's not spoiled, that I can actually eat here in the house. But someone says, "Hey Bobby, what are you doing?" I go, "Well, I'm just retired." And they look at you like, "You're retired? So young and pretty and handsome and all the things that I am." It's crazy. All right, what are we doing, y'all? Oh, let's see. Look at the market. Sorry, y'all. I digress. All right. So let's look and see what's going on. See if we got all the suckers coming into the market yet. Oh, don't you know we do? Don't you know they're coming? Here they go. Why's everything so slow? Here we go. So the market, let's look at it first. Our AD line is 112. That's kind of weak, right? But look what's happening. Ever since the amateurs came in the morning, built things up, we are on the path down. So what we did is apparently we opened right here. Then we get everybody bullish, 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 and it's going to be life as usual. And now we're done down 0.26%. We're back at the cash open. We got some type of pivot here. Our opening range has been a little bit bigger than normal, 44.25 to 38. What's that, 13 points? It's been in the 20s last few days. So now we're under VWAP. We are, oh man, I had everything set up. Hold on a second. Let me do it again. I had all this worked out. I got 3 screens and I hit that stupid shutdown button and closed everything up. All right, here's what I want to show y'all, but I'm going to detach this. I'm going to detach it where I can get to it real quick. And I'm going to go to my second screen. I'm going to move this up here. Oh, Rick, you may not have been here since I got my other screens. Now I got 3 of them going. And then I want to go here and I'll go to my second screen main because I had so much stuff already that I wanted to show y'all. And let me detach it, move it over to the right. Detach. All right, how many screens do you need to trade? You need 1. Most of my biggest trades have always been made on cell phone. But since I've been working with y'all, I like having 3 screens at my house. That's what I got. All right, so we got 3 screens. So the first thing I like to do is look at this right here. 0 DTE this is what I call it. It's got all my stuff on here. It's got my volume, tells me what the fix is. I got my AD line. I got my opening range. I got my VWAP. And I look at different stuff on different ones. I got the alligator. I got my fractals. I got all this cool stuff over here. I got the overnight low. I got the overnight high in the blue line somewhere. Where's it at? Here's the overnight high. I got this, which I don't know what it is. I got the hourly mid band, the alligator little fractals, the alligator opening up. I got all this stuff, and I watch volume. So here's the first opening bar, and all the amateurs come in, and all the amateurs are bullish, bullish, bullish. We buying, 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 buying. All right. So we get everybody buying. Now we're down 0.24. Isn't that cool? Now I want you to see the day structure, though. That's why I want to detach everything. So the day structure is this. And if you're always, trading something that's, 0 DTE or very short, you can look at the second screen main. And the second screen main is cool because what it does is it tells us if this is a range day or if this is a trend day. So let me tell you what we've got here. So you see this is the close of SPX on Friday. And we had an opening gap this morning here, right? We had an opening gap down to, let's see, here was the opening. Then we dropped down to here and went all the way to here. So we got an opening gap. The opening gap fills fairly shortly, within what, 30 minutes or so. So if that opening gap fills within the first 30 minutes to an hour, then most of the time, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call this a trend day. So here's how you trade a trend day. If you're just scalping or doing anything, the trend goes, not a trend day, it's a range day. Sorry. Oh God, did I just blow that? This is a range day. Sorry. If you have an opening gap or you don't have a gap, if you've got a gap and the gap fills within the first hour, then we consider this a range day, not a trend day. Now, what would have happened if this opening gap had not filled? And we look at all of our ticks and our other stuff, then we would probably confirm that this was a trend down day. But it's not a trend down day. This is a range day. All right. So what happens in range day structure? Well, in range day structure, we go down, we go up, we go back down, we go back up, we go back down, and we pretty much do that for the whole day. Now, things could actually take off in the last 30 minutes of trading, as we often see, but right now we are clearly in a range day. So if I'm over here to the side, I'll watch this little thing, and if I'm putting on trades or not, I kind of look at this. If it's blue, then that means we are in a period of going up. All the internals are looking up as far as tick and AD and all that. So if this turns white, it's just kind of neutraling out a little bit. It's slowing down. So you see we just turned white. So that strong force upward that was in blue just stopped. And if this turns yellow, that means we are in a period of a downward move. So the blue now has resumed. What does the blue mean? It takes into effect the ticks. I don't know how they've got AD in there as well. So this is one of Don Kaufman's proprietary things or whatever, but he shares it freely. So it's not like I'm giving you something that I spent $5,000 on, but I think most of y'all got this, right? If you don't have it, let me know and I'll give it to you. So this is what if I'm looking at trading today and I want to stay up here all day and not get anything done, then this is what I'd have on one screen. Over to the right, I'm going to bring it. I keep a look at it. When it goes blue, I go, let's go long. And then if it goes yellow, I'm going, let's go short. But it's just a range day, y'all. So expect this, pretty much the same stuff, ups and downs all day. All right. So with that, we know what our little day structure looks like. Just kind of looking at the volume. It's kind of hanging tight right there, kind of level. And we are at what we refer to as lunchtime chop. So wouldn't be surprised to see this chop back up to VWAP, back down to the cash, back up, maybe over and down. This is what a range day does. So we are at 0.23 now down. All right, now with that, let's go to the Analyze tab. I've been playing with the Analyze tab a little bit today. I don't know why I got up here so early today. I've been playing and messing around with kind of stuff. So I like to see how my hedge is looking. So I go to 4 vol steps. I go up to 15 to see what then we're going to go to hide simulations. And let's see what it looks like. So this is, I don't want to do single symbol. I want to do portfolio beta weighting. Now this is kind of cool, right? Because you can see how your portfolio is going to do if we have a big correction. Now my assumption is that one's coming, maybe in the last 3 months of this year. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm not putting out a lot of long-term positive delta trades. I'm just kind of, doing my thing right now. So here we go. We look at this. So if we were, now this is all my positions, y'all, all my short puts, all the garbage that I got in here. If we go down 20% and we get volatility up to about 77%, which is or between 62 and 77%, and we go down this far, then we're up $45,000 on the whole portfolio. Now that's what's cool. That's what we like. Someone said something in chat. What y'all talking about over here? I could use the link for the second screen main. Absolutely, Rod, my man. I will share it to you. Save. Ken, did you get everything you needed the other day? The ones that we shared? Make sure you got everything that we need.
I got one of them. I didn't look for the other. I just figured it would be on the, it'll be on the site. And I just pick it up.
Okay.
When it hits Friday at 4:15, I'm done. I don't look at it until Sunday night.
I hear you, man. I hear you. That's kind of what I did. I was so happy on Saturday. It was so good. Okay, there's the second screen main. And Rod, if you want to put that in the main room, if anyone wants it today, that'd be awesome. If someone put it in there, in case someone wants the second screen main. So I put it in our chat. Let's see what else. Thank you, Rod, so much. All right, now let's see what we're looking at. Oh, yeah. So we're, it's kind of good to go in and test your portfolio, right? Can you stomach the loss that you would have on a 20% down move? That's what you got to kind of come to grips with. Can I stomach the loss? So if we had 20% and the vol goes up to where I think it will be, I'm going to be up between 22 and 46,000. Can I stomach that? Well, I don't know. I guess a profit of 22 to 46,000, I'm good with that. So that's your whole portfolio, right? Then you can go, well, I want to see what my hedge looks like. So what's our hedge look like? So then you go to single symbol, because that's what I have my hedge in. And then I normally take out my space trip trade so we can see how strong this whole thing would look. So take out my 2 space trips, take out this space trip and this space trip, chaka. So then you look and say, well, what is your hedge doing, Bobby? Well, my hedge is up 65 to 93,000. So that's a great hedge. So my portfolio is totally hedged. So, you could look at things like this and go, well, no, wait a minute. So you're telling me that if the market goes down, you're going to be up, 30 something to 40 something. Well, yeah, even with the short puts that I've got. So can I sell additional puts if I want to? Sure you can. You got to make your little, our little assumptions in what the market's doing and all that. And I think what we found out last week is you and I have the closest thing that we could possibly find to a crystal ball. So how can we use that crystal ball? Well, that's where y'all got to keep me accountable. Just because we got the information doesn't mean that we're going to make great decisions, does it? But look at this, y'all. What are we saying? We said back here, hey, there's going to be a fight here. They're going to fight it out. The Bears and the Bulls will fight it out. Well, how do you know that, Bobby? because I know this is the fair zone level, and I know that this is the overbought level. So it's almost as if who the crap is they? It's almost as if they know that I drew a line here, saying that this is the point from it being overbought to oversold. And then they decided, well, since Bobby drew a line there, let's fight it out. And look at what they're doing. They're fighting it out, y'all. Where are they fighting it out at right here? Look at that. I mean, it's so pretty. I mean, it's just, look at this. You can't make this crap up. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it? And then we know on volume profile that we have the, this is where volume is comfortable. There are traders right now that are loved to buy and sell right here at 44.37, 44.38. That's where this major point is. That's where the most volume has been traded. And we drew this green line. You're thinking, oh man, Bobby, this is your first time with us. You thinking, man, you must have drawn that this morning, huh? Now we drove this back when in August, at the end of August, 1st September. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy how this little line was so important as well? Look at there. Chuck, look at there. Chuck. Isn't it amazing that we had a fight out at the 50% line? Bobby, you must draw that last week. No, we draw that on September the 1st. Now, before y'all think I'm God's gift to trading, I didn't come up with this, and I still don't know how it works. We just followed Blake Young's theory on drawing this thing using market profile, and I'll be danged if it ain't the strongest little weapon that you and I have. We probably shouldn't even be sharing it with anybody. I mean, this is the stuff that, this is the stuff that, fortunes can. Look at this, y'all. Look where the fights are. Where are the fights? The fights are here at this line. The fights are here at this line. The fights are here at this line. You just can't make it up. It's so strong. If we're not using this appropriately, well, you and I are messed up. So where are we now? Well, we're overbought. We're at this point here. Where would we likely to see movement? Well, if you're overbought, then probably, I'm saying the odds are that even though we're comfortable here and we may trade here, I see a good probability of us at some point within the next 10 days having to pull back to where? Back into the fair value zone. Okay, that's our thesis. Our thesis is we are neutral to slightly bearish. Now you see that's for your next 10 days. That's your 10-day forecast here from Guy Sharp, who used to be the greatest weatherman of all. He would take the people in schools, the little kids would send him in pictures that they would draw weather-related stuff. I sent in about 800, and I would stay up to 11 o'clock every night to see Guy Sharp show my little piece of art on the news, and never did it make it. God rest his soul. All right, so that's how you formulate opinions. Now, if we are going up, though, if we spend a lot of time in here, we'll be oversold for this level. But even so, we got a value area high on the volume profile that makes me think, yeah, we're probably not going much higher than that in the next 10 days if we go 10 days. And then, you know how they draw those little probability cones? Let me draw one of those. Where's my dang drawer? Where's my dang drawer? I got all these tools. I spent all this money on. I can't even use them. Where's my thing at? Hold on. Makes me so mad. Hold on, let me minimize. There it is. Let me get my ink pen out here. Yeah. So here's what we got. You've seen these little things here, right? That look like that little cone going up like that. And there's a cone going out like this, the probability cone. Here's what we've got. Here's what we've got. Looks kind of like that. So you could even use that to sell your iron condors, right? You place you an iron condor right down here to the 43.64. You can place you something up above the 44.85, and with some degree of confidence, in the next 10 days, that's kind of our range there. We're looking at, movement within this little area here. And now, what if something were to go drastically wrong and we pop below this area and we go down here and down to here? Well, we adjust accordingly. But right now we are neutral to slightly bearish. Here's where I think, see all this white space? Volume has this strange little thing. It likes to fill in these little gaps. It likes to trade into these little places that haven't been traded a lot, haven't been tested. So we would not be surprised at all to see some area in this 44.12 zone here. And see how nice it's looking so right. I mean, it's incredible. And if y'all think of a better way to use this than what I'm coming up with, please let me know. Because this is the greatest thing we've got, y'all. I mean, this thing works time and time again. I mean, I don't know how many times, if this is your first week with us or first month, you probably think, well, whatever. But I'm telling you, we've been using this for some time now, and it's the best thing that we have. It really, really is. So formulate your opinions here. Now, we found another thing that completes the crystal ball, so to speak. And this is the skew driver. So I've got the expiration date set here, 28 days. I could do 32 days, but I like going closest to 30 really without going over. So let's go 28 days. So the SPX spread that is 20 points wide, that is going for a price of 520, is how many points away from the money? So 520, let it go down here a second. It's about 32. I keep watching it over here for this to come 520. Let me see if it does. 5, 15, 32, 33, 32, 33, going once, going twice, going 3 times. I ain't waiting on you anymore. It's about 33. So let's go to the trend right here. The trend is your friend. So let's say that's about 33. And today is the year of our Lord 9/27/21. I even play some gospel music for the kids on Sunday. Little Christian music there too. Toss in everything, some country, so look where we're at, y'all. We are back in the saddle again, baby. We got 50, 70, 52, 47, 36, 30, 33. We are in the normal zone right here. Right here's where we're at. Now here is where if you and I had conviction, how many times, why are you doing that little thing? If we'd have had conviction, man, we could have made a mint right here. We could have made a mint. Knowing that reversion back to the mean was coming. Reversion was coming. We didn't know when. Look how quickly it went up. We should have acted on that stronger than what we did. Okay, so now we know that we're kind of in a normal zone. I can't say that there's going to be a big uptick. I can't say there's going to be a big downtick. I just say it's kind of business as usual. So I'm going to close this, knowing that our skew is there. Okay. So we got our skew, we got our stuff. I mean, we know what to do. Now, I told y'all we were going to start looking a little bit more at our Greeks like we did kind of in the first half of the year, and then we kind of got away from it. We were trying different stuff because I love experimenting. So I experiment with different things, but I kind of like getting back to my Greeks a little bit. So right now, I got very manageable Vega. I've got negative theta, which is crazy because it goes from positive to negative. I mean, this thing will be positive and then it'll go negative. So it's flipping all over the place. And we've got negative delta of about, negative 64.70. Now, I want to show you a couple ways that you can neutralize your delta. Say you want to have a delta and beta weight your delta to SPY so we can compare apples to apples. So you want your theta to be positive, right? Because you don't want to be a burn against your options, because this is what option buyers experience. They experience huge theta burn. And our theta burn is coming from a couple of things, right? It's coming from our VIX. It's coming from our ES primarily, because that's where we've got the black swan hedges. Those are the things that give me $50,000 or $93,000 on a 20% drop, right? Those are the things that help me, but at the same time, they're negative theta trades. Now, what's his name? Oh my gosh, our black swan hedge guy. Let's give him credit too. Credit where credit is due. Credit where, what's his name?
Ron Bertino.
Thank you so much, Ron Bertino. He tells us that a lot of that theta is fake, that negative theta. Okay, I don't entirely buy all that because I've traded it before and I've seen my theta. It really, kind of makes my account go down if I don't manage it. So that's why you want to, even though we are preparing for the upcoming correction, that we are still not wanting to have negative theta. I still want to try to get my theta positive. Now, let's do one more thing. You and I said that we need to look at our VIX as well, our VIX chart. So let's look at VIX for a second. Which one do I want to put that on? VIX on VIX. All right, so let's put VIX here. VIX has no volume. but we'll put it on volume profile anyway. All right, so here's our VIX, right? Now, VIX is the only asset that we trade that is mean reverting. So the mean of VIX is around 17 or so. But if we look over the last 10 days, this is a 30-minute chart. Looks like the mean of the VIX is probably more or less right in this area, right? Right in here, around that 19 maybe. And we're at 1835. So this is really, really good. And VIX is up a little bit today, right? We see the VIX is up just a little bit today, but we see what VIX does. VIX spikes and then VIX reverts. That's what it does. So if you had taken this, seen this VIX jump in conjunction with the screwdriver and in conjunction with the big green monster, then you and I should have known, here we go. All right, we're going back. And I don't really pay as much attention to the green monster on this. I mean, this is what it said was fair based on the previous month. This is oversold. This is overbought, right? So overbought would mean at this area that we would expect a reversion back into this fair value range, which probably might just happen. But we need to keep an eye on VIX. So VIX is up a little bit today, right? So a little volatility going on. So now let's go back and see that we've got negative theta. Go back to our Greeks again. Here we go. So we've got negative delta, negative theta, and positive vega. So if you wanted to neutralize your vega, your theta, can you say anything to write today, Bob? Come on. If you wanted to clean it up, then what you would do, let's say our theta was good. Let's say our vega was good. And let's say I wanted to just go and I wanted to flatten out my deltas. So keep in mind, our delta is negative 60, right? So if I wanted to get that closer to zero, what would I do? Well, it's a very simple thing. You would trade one contract. We buy one contract. See if I can get filled. I am filled. So I bought a futures contract. Oh, now a lot of you saying, what does that mean, Bob? Well, all that means if I buy one contract, that gives me positive 50 deltas. Now what's this? Check that out. We were negative 60 something, but now I've got a positive future. So it didn't have any effect on my theta, didn't have any effect on my vega. All it does is affects your delta. So if you wanted to just do a delta adjustment, that's all you got to do, right? You can get your deltas as high or low as you want it and then go to sleep if you're fine with negative 12 deltas. The only problem is it doesn't give me any theta, and I'm going to have a little bit of theta burn. So I'd rather do something that would give me a little bit of theta. So that's not how I want to do this. So let's sell this up here. Let's see if we can make $1 on it. Come on, Bobby. I got an order to sell. Hit it, baby. Hit it. Boom. Profit and loss for the day, $1.25. How does Daddy do it? Dang it. Except that's not including commissions, but we won't talk about that. So let's get back to my 0 DTE thing. Make sure always hit the flat button. Always. If you're trading futures, flat, 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 flat. Right? Flat, flat, flat. Now the cool thing is you can play with these things too, right? You can sit here and you can go back and say, man, I think we're going to go down to here. And, you can burl up that second screen when it turns yellow. If that turns yellow because SPX and ES are closed, you can go, hey, when that turns yellow again, baby, I'm going short. There it is. It's yellow. So maybe we could short it. And that's just if you're scalping. And that's just fun stuff if you ever want to do it. I wouldn't recommend doing a lot of it, but there it is. All right. So where else were we? Let's go back to what we're doing. All right. Because we're disciplined traders. All right. So we need some positive theta. I wouldn't mind having a little positive delta because I kind of like to be a little neutral. Wait a minute, Bobby. I thought you're getting ready for a humongous drop. I am, but you saw my hedge is going to give me 93,000 to the downside. So I'm still good. I can still neutralize this, get me some positive theta, and, it'll give me negative vega, but it's not that bad. So what would I do? Well, the one trade that we like to do is that little daily trade that we do in our little micros, right? That's been our bread and butter all year. So what do you do with the micros? You go out there 60 days you shoot a fish in the barrel. So we'll go out and we sell about 10% probability. Now, your questions are, well, Bobby, how do you manage these things? How do you manage them? Well, however you want to manage them. You can manage them as a whole. You see your forest first, then manage your trees. Or you can say, I'll look at them every day, and if one of them gets to a 2x loser, I'll close it. So if you bring in $1, and then the thing, you got to, let's say you sell it, bring in $1, and you got to buy it back for $3. That's a 2x loss. So then you've got to, that means you've lost $2 on it. You can do that however you want to. Now, the other day, I just took them all off. Most of them were profitable. I started easing them out. You remember I started taking off risk because I saw the market is heavy. But now we're kind of going, well, things just settle down a little bit. I still think the big one's coming. So we don't want to be overexposed. So let's say I sell this one. All right, now what's this? Let's right click on it. Let's analyze our trade. Aha. So we go to the analyze. I'm going to turn it back to my ES, because this is where I got my price license set up, right? And then I go, hey, show them all, baby. So this is my portfolio, baby. Make sure I get my everything in there. All right, that's got everything. That's got all of my positions. Remember, and if we go down 20% and get a good kick, we're up 22 to 46,000. That's a hedge. All right. Well, what happens if I sell this other micro, Bobby? Aren't you going to make less money if it goes down? Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's go show all now. Or let's do hide simulations or hide positions. Hide positions. So let's see what kind of take that out. All right, so that's our single one that we're selling. There we go. So now let's see how it looks with all of our existing positions. So then we'll go show all. So now if I sell that put and I don't close it, then we're only up, dang it, 19,000 to 43,000. You see that? So now with that little simulated trade, we're up 19 to 43,000. What if I don't sell that put? Then we're up 22 to 46,000. That is the discipline that you and I both need before we make a trade. That's the discipline. How does it affect me in the event of a crash? So even if I don't close any of my puts, I'm still up 46,000. What if I sell this one today? I'm not up 46,000. Dang it, I'm up 43,000. So am I fine? Yeah. So that's why I would call that you're shooting a fish in a bucket. Well, you don't care what that goes to. You leave it on there. My hedges are strong enough so that I'm going to be fine. Now, here's where the dance party begins, though. Here's the problem. Let me show you the problem. And this is why you and I got to do a lot of different dancing. Well, because what's this? In 3 days, I've got some puts coming off. Look at this, y'all. I got 5 puts right there that are coming off. In what, 3 days? And look at there. I've got another 5 puts that are coming off. I got 10 puts, y'all, that are coming up off the 26 and the 2400s. So I'm going to be a lot weaker in just a couple of days. So it's a dance that we do. It's a little bitty dance that you and I do in the market every day to manage our risk. Life's a dance. You learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. So that's what we're doing. So you got to keep in mind those things. So we got the 2600 and the 2400 coming off. Well, the cool thing is you can go over here and say, okay, well, what if that does happen? Say I've got the 2600 and the, what was it, the 26 and the 2400s coming off. Well, what does that look like? We'll take them off. Chawing, chawing. Right? Take those off. So in 3 days, we're not going to look as good, but we're still going to be up. If we get that volatility we think we get, 62 to 77%, then we're going to be up 13,000 to 34,000. So I can let those puts go and still be fine. That's why we say there will be times if we're hedging that we will want to maybe buy a complete tranche of the Black Swan hedge, where we'll sell 3 and buy 5 on the same day. It's just a dance. Just keep this thing, where it's hopping, baby. You want to come over here and you want to be able to look at your risk and say, am I acceptable with that risk? So let's say you go down 20% right now, and yours says that you're going to be down 27,000. Okay, let's say you got $100,000 account, and let's say that the market crashes 20%. Are you confident being down $27,000? You know, if that's what your 78 is, and it says you're going to be down 27,000, are you comfortable with that? If you're comfortable with that, fine, right? Fine. It depends on what your hypothesis is. My hypothesis, and I haven't changed it, is that we are going to get a correction that I would think is going to be greater than 15%. I just don't know when. I have no idea. So I'm just playing it as though it's coming. You know, don't get too long, Bob. You know, keep your hedges, keep it safe. And that's how you manage your portfolio. So who was it that was telling me the other day? Maybe it was, I can't remember, but you know, they were like, oh man, this made so much sense to me. It's like, wait a minute, you manage your forest first, right? You manage your forest first. Yeah, look at the forest. And here's all you need. You don't even put gamma on here. Don't give a crap about gamma. What's your delta? SPY weighted. Make sure it's weighted to SPY. What's your theta? What's your vega? Here's where you get hurt, is if these get too out of line, if you're way too out of line on your delta. But here's where the pain comes, is the vega. Oh gosh. If you got negative 800 vega and negative 700 vega or maybe 500 vega, depending on what your account size is, man, that's what hurts on the down leg. I got positive vega. I'm pretty good, right? Change. Get off that 666. So, you know, manage your vega. We keep our theta, try to get it positive, you know, keep your deltas in check, and then always analyze your account. And if you can do that, you can manage a $10,000 portfolio. You can manage a $100 billion portfolio just with those numbers. That's all you got to do. All right, so what are we going to do? All right, we said we could do a little bit of positive delta trades. Now, why is that important? Let's go back to the Analyze tab. We need to spend more and more time on the Analyze tab. All right, so let's go to today on everything. Let me show you this. Here's why I need a little more positive deltas, right? So let's just say we've got our crystal ball. Crystal ball says that we are neutral to slightly bearish. But what if the market goes up? Okay, let's go to expirations and 4 expirations. So this is what, let me click on everything and let me hide my simulations just so I get my positions. All right, so here's my positions, right? Here's at the money. So now we've got volatility taken off. So, you know, if it weren't for the increase in volatility, then check it out, you know, on 10, 16 and 20% drop, I could be down $45,000. Now, so here's what we like to look at. What happens now if your account goes up 5%? What if the whole market goes up 5%, Bob? The S&P 500 goes up 5%. How much are you going to lose in a day? Y'all, I'm going to lose $1,200 if the market goes up 5%. Y'all see that? Now, what happens if the market goes down 5%? Now, this has nothing to do with volatility. This is just our raw positions, okay? Market goes up, I'm going to lose $1,200. Market stays here today, I'm up $168. If the market were to go down 5%, I'm up $1,384. Sweet, right? Because my bias for the coming week is what? My bias is that we want to be neutral to slightly bearish. But what if the market goes up? I don't want to lose money per se. So I've got to have some positions on that will cause me to gain money. So let's see if we can show all now. Show simulations. Okay, so here it is. So this is our simulation, right? So if the market goes up 5% on this put that I'm about to sell, I'd make $60. If the market goes down 5%, I lose 146. So now instead of hide positions, you do show all. So show all, right? Now this looks a little better, right? Instead of me being down 1,200 something, now I'm up 1,100. I'm only down 1,100. So that's kind of a hedge. Why am I selling a put today? Well, I'm doing it as a hedge if the market were to go up. So I'm trying to neutralize that delta a little bit while I've still got my my really super black swan hedges on down here. Now, see, this is what gets scary. People will look at this and go, oh my gosh. So you're telling me if the market goes down 20%, I'm gonna be down 26,000. This does not take into account the rise in volatility that will happen on the 20% explosion to the downside. Everybody with me on that? Everybody with me? Are you with me in the back? That's why we go on here and we sell a 10 delta. Where's our thing at? Our little 10 delta thingamajig. So we go hide positions. Let's find our little thingamajig down here and put her in, baby. What's it going at now? There we go. We're getting another quarter. So right click, confirm and send, and shebang, shebang. All right, so we got our little thing. All right. So now let's go over to the right, to the left. Let's put it in our group. So we got everything grouped. Oh, and this was, is Matt Jollywally with us today? Where's Matt Jollywally? Where's he at? I can't see everybody. I gotta get this thing fixed where I can see everybody. All right, I don't see Matt Jollywally today. If he is here, though, tell him I said hey. Got something else in the chat. What do y'all see? I can't find the BWAP shared chart. Have a lot of links that don't work. Okay, Ken, let me move that in here for you. Because Ken is not at the Piggly Wiggly today. Let me find it. Let's go back to chart, 0 DTE. So here's the one we'll share. I'm gonna put it in the chat. So share grid. I say we'll share grid. Let me put it on Control V, Control V, and there she is. There you go, Ken. See if that works.
I am here today, Bobby.
Hey, Matt Jollywally, how you doing, baby? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Hey, listen, y'all. Georgia, for some reason, University of Georgia thinks they're the #1 school in the nation now, and they're about to get slapped down by Arkansas on Saturday. Do y'all hear me? You heard it here first. Arkansas will go into Georgia and take them down. Just saying. I think this
Is it at Georgia or is it
I think it's
in
in Georgia.
Fayetteville?
I think it's in Georgia. Double check me on that, but I think the devil's going down to Georgia and he's looking for a soul to steal, and I think it's going to be Arkansas. I think Arkansas is going to take those nasty dogs out. I can't stand it around here. I live in Georgia, but y'all, Georgia fans and I are new. Oh, just I don't want to get started. What are we doing now? Okay, let's go back to our grades. All right, so we've got to put our little deal into his little group, right? So we're going to go, okay, unallocated little joker. We need to put you into the short put group. Let's see, where's it at? Well, I got so many. Where's it at? Okay, they're micro short puts. All right. So there we go. So now what are we going to do? Let's do some stuff. Let's just look at stuff. Oh, it's so fun. I enjoy trading with y'all every day. I hope y'all enjoy it too. All right, so here, let's go. Let's see how everything's doing. So we've got this 111 trade that's down $108. That just, oh, don't look at that though. That's after harvest, right? So that doesn't matter. We've already paid for that by selling the put. So the only thing we've got on is these three little things here. So, you just kind of look at these and say, well, what's that going to do to my delta? That's giving me delta, negative delta. So that's going to make me have some positive delta, but it's also going to help my theta as well, right? But I'm getting positive vega from that. All right, so we know how that's doing. How's our little M, our little 111 going here? Well, just like we wanted to, little sweet baby. We still got 32 days on it. That's sweet. I love that trade, by the way. 1118, $251. Sweet. Look at that. Y'all, we are the stuff, are we not? We are. We know what to do. All right, so the 111s are doing great. 1119. I mean, what can we say? Up 116%. Now you're saying, Bobby, why aren't you closing those? Why don't you just take the profit? Well, I got to look at it and in the whole scheme of things. What's it giving me? What is that trade giving me? What do I want it to give me? So start looking at things in that nature. See, I like the positive theta. So why would I start closing positive theta trades when I need theta? And y'all saw I had negative theta. So this one's up 107. This one's up 85, more of the same. That's just one of the greatest trades we found this year. BSH diagonal, look at there, y'all, is pretty cool. I like that. We sold that in a diagonal fashion. No big deal. We still got 32 days on the loan. Now I could go in and buy those 5, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm just going to wait on those. And I may do it after 32 days. After that goes, I may buy another 5 in here when they're almost cheap, you know, to replace those so that I have them in the same expiration. So what is that giving me? Well, it's giving me positive delta, a little negative theta. This is after harvest, so you really can't see that as a 725 loss because we've already harvested the loans. So those really don't matter. These are the ones that will be coming off at some point. Shows big losses, but remember, we put most of those on for break evens or a profit because we had already sold the shorts, harvested the shorts, and counted the cost of the harvest into our calculations. So here's another complete BSH looking good. This is another BSH looking good, and it looks like we've got a buy order to harvest those. And that order is here, looking to harvest the shorts for 20 cents. It's at $1.05. No big deal. We got a broken wing butterfly that's up 95%. And we've got zero DTE. That's a zero DTE trade, right? That's a zero DTE trade. And I love those. So it's coming off. We're going to make $100 on that one today, unless the market crashes. Broken wing butterfly puts 3. We're up $1,400 for the year. I like it. I guess that's on SPX. That one's down just a little bit. That one closes in 2 days. So that one's on Friday. What else we got we got a calendar trade that's up $20. So you start looking at these and go, when do you close calendars? Well, if you want to manage it by itself, you can take those off when it's at 10% profit. I close them when it's at a 20% loss if it goes against me. But again, how's it affecting your forest? Well, it's giving me positive theta, it's giving me negative delta, and it's helping my vega. No need to close that at all. I mean, look at your forest first, then the trees. This one's up 18, giving me positive theta. Why would you close it? It's up 5%. The Frankenstein trade, Rick, you've never heard of the Frankenstein trade. It's just what I called it. We are buying some long options, and I'm hoping we get a down day to pay for our loans. That's all this is. So let's look at this one for a minute. What were we able to buy it for the other day? Let's see, this is kind of cool. So we're using the market and time decay to build a backwards black swan hedge. So we're buying the loans first, using the moves of the market to tell us when to buy. And then we're hoping for a really good down day to pay for those. If the down day never comes, if tomorrow never comes, as Garth Brooks would sing, then, you know, you're just buying that as insurance. But let's look at that for a second. Let's go trade ES and look 81 days out and see where that is. This is kind of cool, right? So 81 days out, let's see our 2 previous orders. So here we are. And we've got 2 positions here. So the first one we sold at a price, or bought, sorry, at a price of 310. Then the market went up again the next day. Remember when it went up big? And we were able to buy the second leg of the black swan hedge for much cheaper. Look at that, 81 days out. We only bought that one for 245. All right, so we know in the black swan hedge, we need to buy 5 of these. All right, what could I buy one for today? 205. You see, our cost basis in these, the average price is 277. I could buy a third one today for 205. But do I do it today? Do I buy this today? And the answer is no. Why? If I buy it, it gives me negative delta. I don't really need negative delta. I'm covered in the event of a crash. I'm covered in the event of 20% down. And I got negative delta. Do I need negative delta? No. The second reason that I would not do it today is why? The negative theta. So the negative theta is time decay that would be working against me. No need for me to do this today. Now, what about 2 or 3 days from now when those 10 long options expire? Yeah, then I'll come back in, and if I need them, I'll probably be able to buy these for $1.85, $1.65, or maybe even $1.50. Much cheaper. You see how I'm helping my bases out? Then we hope we get the one big down day where I can go and sell these 2450s for maybe $3.90 or $4.30 or $4.75. But if I don't, this is just the cost of doing business. This is how you run a portfolio. This is the decisions you make. And I want y'all to see that because it's really powerful to know, use the ebbs and flow of the market in order to make your trade decisions. All right, micro short puts. Look at us, y'all. We are up $1.25 on our open trade. Look at us. Hold on a second. See what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. One's up 6. Now, if you're the type that wants to close these when it gets to 50%, do it. If you want to close them when they get 21 days, do it. Whatever tasty trade mechanics you want to do, or use your Greeks, you know, to make your decisions. What do you need as far as your Greeks? You got your Greeks all like you want them. You know, if you needed negative delta, then you could certainly at some point take one of these off, take the profits, and you know, that take away that negative or that positive delta to give you a little negative delta. That's how you make the decisions. All right, what else we got? We got the SPY Empire. And this is so funny. What is the SPY Empire? The SPY Empire, and I need to tell Tom King this because this is, I kind of doing this after him. You know, Tom is like, hey man, I don't mind selling puts in SPY because I hope I get a sign, because my job is to buy as many shares of SPY as I can. He's like, whoever dies with the most shares of SPY is the winner. I just think that is hilarious, right? So, you know, I call it SPY Empire. What is SPY Empire? So if I need positive deltas, let me buy a share of SPY. That's so fun, right? So it doesn't matter what the price is, because right now I have 2 shares of SPY and I have 2 delta. If I had 50 shares of SPY, I have 50 deltas. So let's show you that. Let's go again to our Greeks. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Hope you are learning a lot just about management, because the management's the fun. So let's say now it says that I have positive delta in my account. Wow, the market must be going down. So the market goes down, my deltas get increasingly positive. Is that right? What's the market doing now? Oh, wow, we're down to 0.4. I could sell another, what do we do? On 0.4, that's when you sell for the black swan hedge, baby. I could start another one. I may just do that, but I wanted you to see this. So if you've got, let's say this was negative 11 deltas, how do you neutralize it? If your theta is fine and your vega is fine, good Lord, look at how this thing is changing around. Y'all remember I had negative delta a while ago. This is so cool. So now I've got negative vega, lots of market movement going on. So if you have negative 10 deltas, if you instantly, or if you're satisfied with your theta and you're satisfied with your vega and you wanted to get positive 10 deltas, all you got to do is buy 10 shares of SPY. Say you're a negative 100 deltas and you go, oh, that's too short. I want to be positive. I want to be neutral. Buy 100 shares. Buy 100 shares of SPY. Each share represents 1 delta. So now you know how to neutralize by selling or buying a micro future. Each micro future is 50 deltas plus or negative. Say you've got a huge account and you right now are negative 500 deltas. And you go, Bobby, what could I do? You mean I got to sell, or I'm negative 500, you mean I got to buy 10 micros? No, not at all. You've got to buy 1 E-mini /ES. You buy 1 /ES, that gives you 500 SPY weighted deltas. Isn't that cool? So you start learning how to do these things, you know, because if your delta theta's fine, your vega's fine, use stock or use futures to adjust your delta. If your theta is not enough, then use options. If your vega is too much, well, you know, how are you going to increase your theta? Well, you need to do a trade that is positive theta, positive vega. I swear it'll make sense to you one day. I swear the day will come. The day will, some of y'all are already here and already, you know, we've been doing this since December. It'll soon be a year, y'all. We will have been together. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, it's really starting to kick in about managing a portfolio, right? How do you manage an overall portfolio? You can do it with these 3 numbers and looking at your buying power. These 3 numbers, your buying power will tell you everything that you need to know. Okay. So now my deltas are positive. My theta is this and my vega is this. Now, this will be fun because I'm glad this happened during our time together. So let's go back to our chart. Wow, y'all, we are down 0.49% and we've got a, what is this called? Some type of, this is our overnight low. So we're about to hit our overnight low, which is kind of cool. So market could go lower, but look, the AD's popping up. AD normally goes one way and then it will be followed by the E-mini. That's not, doesn't happen all the time, but it looks like it's found a little base here. So what could you do? Let's say we wanted to start another black swan hedge. Now watch this. This is cool. Let's go and show our groups. I don't think I have any naked ES positions, do I? Let's see, BSH, diagonal, BSH. Nope, I don't have anything that just shows me that we've got puts. So here's what you could do. Remember, on a down day of 0.4 or greater is a great day for you and I to go in and do what? Start another black swan hedge. All right, so we could go at 64 days out and find the one that's going for about $3, you know, 2,900. We could sell 3 of these. Now that's going to give me positive delta, negative vega, and positive theta. How do I know that? I just know. All right. So let's analyze. Yeah, and you'll know that. Hopefully some of y'all already know that. You got to know when you put on a trade, is it positive theta, positive vega, positive? You need to know your Greeks. Again, you can ignore the gamma. For what we do together, gamma does not mean anything. So I'm going to analyze trade. All right, so let's do it again. So here I want to take off the Z21. Sounds like a car that Burt Reynolds might have driven back during the day, and just do ES. All right, so now we're going to look and see if we can handle this. Let's go back to our 4 vol steps. Make sure it's at 15. We're going to go hide positions. I just want some simulations. See how many simulations I've got. It should just be that 1. So we take it off and it goes flat. That shows me that's the 1. All right, now let's go show all. Show all, portfolio beta weighted, all groups. I'm gonna make sure everything is covered. Now, if I sell these 3 today, look at this. I'm going to be down $999 if we get the big one. The big one. Am I acceptable? Would I be happy to keep all of my account on a 20% down move? Yeah. So can I absorb that today? Yeah. Now, cool thing about it is this. So I could easily do this. Let's go one more thing I want to look at before I make my decision. And that is this. And let's go here and let's see what the market's looking like. We're yellow still, right? We're yellow. So I don't know if the market's going up or down, but I do know, and you can change this to ES as well. It'll work on ES as well. So ES is giving you your AD, it's giving you your highest AD, it's giving your ticks. My ticks right now are negative 355. Here's my tick indicator. So we're down at the bottom here. Here's why I'm buying back the 3. That's that order. So I've got to make a decision now. The quant ticks are looking down. How's the S&P 500 ticks? That's the red. They're looking down. So, you know, we may go just a little bit farther down. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put the order in, but I'm going to move it back toward this 320. I want to make sure I get a really good credit for these selling 3. So let's do that. See if we can get filled for 320. Because keep in mind, I don't know if the market's crashing down farther or not. And the good thing is if I need to buy options, I certainly can. We already looked at that as well too. I can go out to 81 days and I can buy some cheaper than what I bought the 2 for. Y'all remember these? You remember these, right? 277 is my cost basis. Can I buy some now under 2? I absolutely can. I could buy one for 205 right now. So keep that in mind. As I'm selling these, I'm like, hey, you know what? I still got some I could play with over here. So let's see if we can get filled here. And I may let that order work a bit. So 315. I don't know, but I said it was a range day, didn't I? So it may go up, may go down. See if I can get it to 315. I'm gonna put that booger there. All right, I'm not going to 310. It's going to come to me at 315. And when I do, I'll try to post it and let you know. All right, this has been a great session in my opinion, because I showed you 3 ways to adjust your groups to get delta neutral if that's what you're looking for, or whatever you want. You can do it by futures. You can do it by shares of micros, which are 50 deltas plus or minus. If you go long or short, you can do it with the E-mini futures, right, that are 500 plus or minus per contract. You can buy shares or sell shares even to get negative or positive delta of SPY. Each share represents one delta. And the third way you can do it is by your options trade, right? Sell puts. If you need positive delta, you can sell calls as much as I hate it, or sell call spreads if you need negative delta, or you can buy puts, right? Buy puts. So great. Any questions today? I think this is really, really good. And as you are well on your way to becoming portfolio managers. Any questions at all?